presenter in the finals of this year's Rice Business Plan Competition. Please help me welcome Neurable from the University of Michigan.
Just give me a hard time. Just give me one back.
Hello, my name is Ramsey Zalcade, and this is Mike Thompson. It is our pleasure to talk to you guys about Neurable. At Neurable, we want to redefine human-computer interaction. I want you guys to take a second and imagine a world where you can enter your office or your home and you control everything using your mind. Your television, your robotic assistant, and even your video games. And let's talk about these video games. What if you could move your character just by thinking? Or you could create a magical spell by just willing it? This is the future we want to create at Neurable. And with that, I want to introduce you to Neurable. Neurable is a brain-computer interface. What this does is it takes brain activity and turns it into action. It is a headset that records your brain activity and an artificial intelligence that interprets it. We use this artificial intelligence in order to allow us to give a person multi-dimensional control of devices and software at much higher response rates and accuracy than anything else that's out there right now. The technology was developed by myself at the Direct Brain Interface Lab at the University of Michigan. It uses a P300 brain algorithm that's proprietary to us. We submitted the PCT in May. It covers brain activity interpretation that allows us to do what we do and have the competitive advantage that nobody else has. We also have a letter of intent from our university that says we have full exclusive rights and in all markets. So we're very well protected there. Now our technology has limitless applications. And so what we did is we actually found a gateway market, which is augmented reality and virtual reality early adopters. The way we found this was actually with over 300 customer discovery interviews that were actually paid for by the National Science Foundation I4 program. What we found is that there is 1.1 million, the target is 1.1 million in size. There's 10 million adopters, ages 25 to 34, and they spend over $2,000 per year on hardware and software. But most importantly, with this group, is that they buy multiple headsets of technology. And what this means is that even if they bought the Oculus Rift, they also bought the HTC Vive. Both of them are virtual reality headsets, but these people own both of them. And that makes it so that these are the real drivers of new technology. Not only does this gateway market let us enter a safe area, that means that we're able to get revenue early and then additionally expand to other verticals such as medical and industrial controls. So it really gives us a growth and a lot of opportunity. The other reason we're targeting virtual reality is because virtual reality controls are incredibly limited. I want to show you a video of somebody just trying to walk down a hall and go through a door. In order for him to move, he has to actually shoot a little blue dot, and it's completely jarring and unnatural for him to do it. And watch him just try to go through this door. This is ridiculous, guys. This guy just paid $800. He had the most cutting-edge virtual reality immersion experience, and he can't go through a freaking door. That's ridiculous. Come on. And what this shows us is that current virtual reality controls prevent full immersion, create awkward navigation, and he's limited to the actions that he can do in the controllers that he has in his hands. Neurable unlocks this entire technology, allowing for full immersion, smooth navigation, and your brain isn't limited to what it can do. Why should your game? Neurable's technology allows for unlimited inputs. Our closest competitor is a company called MindMaze. They allow you to move a character to the left, to the right, and forward. It takes weeks to learn their technology. And they use wet electrodes, which means that we have to put little gel underneath each little electrode. Our technology allows for full three-dimensional control. It takes minutes to learn. And as of last week, we just started development on a dry electrode headset that requires no gel and gives us similar performance to our wet system. I'm going to pass this around so you guys can actually take a look at it. MindMaze has raised over $350 million for their achievements. We've been able to do what we can do with only $250,000 in research grant funding. This is truly the future we're showing you.
So Neurable's business model is based on two primary revenue streams, which will incorporate both business-to-business and business-to-consumer sales. And I'm going to talk about the consumer market first. So our first product is a BrainTech headset that is compatible with existing virtual reality systems. This means it works in conjunction with an HTC Vive or an Oculus Rift, but it affords the user powerful new dimensions of control and immersion that far exceed the experience that's currently available on other platforms. This is our minimum viable product that we're targeting towards early adopters of this technology. Subsequent versions of Neurable's headset will incorporate a full augmented reality virtual reality display so that we can offer the consumer an end-to-end system that far outperforms our competition. Now, on the B2B side, what we're going to do is license Neurable's intellectual property to content creators in the form of a software development kit. So, for example, in a popular game like Star Wars: The Force Unleashed, the game developer would use our SDK to truly recreate the experience of the Force for their game player. And then when they sell that game, we will collect royalties on the sale of the game units. This is what our go-to-market strategy looks like. By the way, it's important to note that this business model is essentially the same model that companies like Oculus are currently pursuing. Hardware to the consumer, software royalties for businesses. Now, our go-to-market strategy looks like the following. During 2016, we are laser-focused on completing development of our software development kit and finalizing our BrainTech headset. Simultaneously, we are pursuing partnerships with valuable strategic players in this industry. I'll give you one example. We're currently on our 4th meeting with Amazon, and our discussions with Amazon have centered around integrating Neurable software into their Lumberyard game engine. Now, in the fall of 2017, our first headset will go on sale, and we've set an objective to sell 10,000 units during that year. At the same time as we've released our first product, we're already working on our second product. So we'll be integrating that VR AR display into our second headset, which will go on sale in 2018. And we've set an objective to sell 25,000 units during that year. Now, these are our financial projections based on our gateway market, and there's a few assumptions that have gone into this model. Our first headset will retail for $499, and our second headset will retail for $999. This is largely consistent with products like Rift and Vive that are currently retailing to the consumer above $800 and have sold out all of their initial inventory. Our year-over-year sales growth is consistent with the forecasted growth of the virtual reality industry as a whole. And lastly, we forecast that by 2020, 2% of global games will incorporate Neurable's intellectual property, on which we will charge a 5% royalty fee. Using these assumptions, we can predict that in the year 2020, we will earn $90 million in gross revenue. Our EBITDA earnings are $12 million. Initially, our profit margins are low because the majority of Neurable's business is coming from sales of our hardware. However, over time, as software royalties come to represent more and more of our business, we can expect that our profit margins will expand considerably.
Now, we've had an amazing year at Neurable. We've actually developed 6 working prototypes. The one that you guys have been passing around is one of our latest ones. We've tested on over 190 people in scientific documents, raised over $250,000. We've also been under discussion with strategics, manufacturers, and VCs. And what I mean under discussion, I mean we're in our 3rd and 4th talks with companies like Samsung, Amazon, and Lego. When I'm talking about manufacturers, I mean that headset that you're passing around is from one of our headset developers. And we have a manufacturer in Taiwan who's going to be working with us to push our product forward. And when I'm talking about VCs, I'm talking about 3rd, 4th interviews with them. And we've already set a date for when we're going to raise our money in June, our first round. And these are VCs in the California, Boston, Atlanta, and Michigan area. So I want to show you guys our actual technology. Here you can see our Chief Science Officer, Dr. Shadi Mott, controlling a robotic Lego Mindstorm toy using only her brain activity. And the thing that really sets us apart is the ability for her to move it in multiple directions. And even wave hi to everyone here. Next, you're going to see a wheelchair that we actually programmed and controlled only using our brain activity in California. Once again, complicated movements, things that you guys probably have not seen before when it comes to brain technology. And here's the real home run, full-size Nissan Versa for the Discovery Channel on a TV show called Outrageous Acts of Science. Go check it out for yourself. This is the real stuff. And this was this morning at our semifinals. You can see that we're driving a little car around. But we thought to ourselves, we said, we can do more. We want to prove to you guys that not only is this technology real, but it's very simple to learn. And so, with that, I want to introduce you Jack. So Jack came to us, and we wanted to show him our technology and how quickly it was. So we set him up with our gel system, the one that we're currently working with the best because we're still developing the dry. And we taught him how to use our software in only 5 minutes. 5 minutes, guys. And I want to show you how well he did, just with 5 minutes of learning how to use our software. Five minutes, guys. This is the real deal. This is the real thing. This is the future we're showing you right now today. And you guys are witnessing it.
How's that a round of applause? At Neurable, not only do we have world-changing technology, but it's backed up by a world-changing team, led by our founder and CEO, Ramses Al-Khair. Ramses is one of the world's leading experts in this field. He's about to complete his PhD in neuroscience at the University of Michigan. He has received numerous prestigious grants and awards, and he actually received a National Neuroscience Innovators Award for this technology that we're showing you right now. Dr. Xiaoyan Ma is our Chief Science Officer. She is a postdoctoral fellow at Michigan, and she's been working with Ramses to integrate BCI technology into consumer products for over 2 years. James Hammett is leading our software development team. He's a full-stack developer and electrical engineer, and also, of course, a world-class computer gaming nerd, which is also an asset. And lastly, I'm Michael Thompson. I'm earning my MBA at Michigan, and previously I have 7 years of experience in operations management roles. With respect to future hires, we'll be using the money that we're currently raising to expand our team and to fill key executive positions in the company leadership. Additionally, we are extremely fortunate to benefit from an exceptional roster of mentors and advisors, starting with Dr. Jane Huggins. Dr. Huggins is the principal investigator at Michigan's Direct Brain Interface Lab, the world's leading research laboratory for this type of technology. She also serves as chairwoman of the Global BCI Society. Dr. Mike Johnson is an MD and MBA. He formerly led the investment office at Midwest Venture Partners, and he also co-founded a neuromonitoring startup, so he knows our business well. Mike Sarakakis is working with us at Michigan's Venture Center to spin our company out of the university and commercialize this technology. And lastly, Thomas Stassi, our legal advisor, is helping us with matters surrounding incorporation, venture financing, and of course, patent protection.
So we're here today to ask for an $8 million Series A. This is going to be used to expand our team, complete our product development, including AR, VR integration, hire an entire C-suite so that we can actually approach the global market, and bring out 3 software development kits. But really what all of you here are investing in is a company that was going to become the world leader in neurotechnology. And you guys will be at the forefront of that. And with that, I want to leave you guys with a story and a vision. When I was 8 years old, my uncle got into a severe trucking accident and lost both his legs. Since that moment in my life, I have spent every living second creating a world without limitations. We have the technology to change the world. And with your help, we can do it with the power of your mind. Thank you.
All right, who's got questions? So we had one right there. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, quite impressive. You showed, I'm here.
Hi, yeah, middle back.
You showed with weight electrodes basically 4 commands: right, left, stop, and go. What gives you confidence that with dry electrodes you can actually do complex movements like you would have in an ego shooter?
I can actually show you that right here in a second. We didn't bring our cheat sheet. So you can actually see right here, she was wearing one of our dry electrode systems. Now this is one that we had 21 electrodes with, and we actually did an additional study to figure out how many electrodes we actually need. Turns out we only need 2 electrodes in the back of the head. So we have already proven that dry electrodes will work for our technology. We just moved to a new software platform, and because of that, we only have our wet electro systems integrated into it, but that's what we're porting over right now.
Okay, back here in the,
Yeah, my question is very similar about the wet versus the dry electrodes. Can you elaborate a little bit on the material that you're using for that dry electrode and how you can only get away with using just 2?
Yes, so the algorithm was actually developed by, the research which was actually done by Jenny, who's back there, and she was the one who analyzed how many electrodes we actually need, and we found out that only 75% of the signal that we're looking for is just in those back electrodes. And once we applied our IP, it boosted the accuracy up to about 85 to 90%. And so we did an entire study as to what the dry electrodes are made out of. That's confidential, and I can't go into that.
okay, Brad, right here. Microphone.
I have a
There you go.
big voice.
Yeah, talk loud now.
All right, I can talk very loud. You mentioned that the IP right now is owned, that Michigan has a patent. Describe, I guess, what the patent covers. And then the second thing is, you have a letter of intent, you said, which you translated into we've got ownership. Letters of intent don't equal ownership.
Yeah.
So I want to know how you're going to get to where you own the rights.
Yes, that is a good thing to bring up. So we do have a letter of intent, and right now we are negotiating terms with the university and with Tom Stacy, who's our lawyer. The terms that we have right now are very entrepreneurial friendly, and because of that, when we were asked by a judge to get the LOI, in 2 hours he sent it to us. You're right, we don't have ownership at this time, but that's what we're working on, and we're going to get it done probably in the next few weeks.
All right, over here, Ed.
Lorenz, over here.
Yeah, on this side of the room.
So can you talk a little bit about the AI engine that underpins this? Because it seems like that's really where the innovation is here. You've been able to identify electrodes and such that are important, but what is it doing underneath all of this to provide that kind of capability into the system of form?
That's a great question, and that actually goes back a little bit to what yours was, which was what does our IP actually cover? Our IP covers a 3-stage system that allows us to interpret the brain activity that we do. Right now, the hardest part of interpreting brain activity is that electroencephalography, or the system that records your brain activity without surgery, which is what we passed around, has a lot of signal-to-noise ratio. That means that there's a lot of noise compared to the signal that you can actually read. So our first stage, what it does is it actually applies a model so that even if there are noise artifacts, we're able to use the model instead of just the brain activity, and that enables us to actually get cleaner signal moving forward. The second stage is actually the stage that looks at the brain signal and tries to classify what command a person wants to do. And then the first stage prevents it from activating due to false positives. Let's say you're controlling the wheelchair, and you're telling it to move forward, and you think about your grandma making a pie. And that could mess something up and you could fall off a cliff, right? The third stage of our algorithm is what prevents that from happening. Yes, so those are the 3 stages that our patent covers.
Here we go.
There was a lot of hands there.
Over right here.
Follow up to that, though.
Yes.
Right here.
Looking at an NYU article from a month ago that claims that line maze has dry electrodes. If that's true, how does that square with your claim that that's a point of distinction? And if not, how close are they on your heels?
Yeah, so to be completely honest, the main advantage that we have isn't so much the dry versus the wet. Eventually the hardware is going to catch up. The main technology that we have that will not be and is very difficult to catch up to is our actual artificial intelligence. So Mind Maze right now can only move left, right, and forward, and it takes weeks to learn. And the reason for that is because they're using a completely different brain signal than we are that actually forces the user to have to learn the technology and forces the technology to learn the user. The reason our technology takes minutes to learn is because we don't have to force the person to learn the technology. The technology learns from the person. And that makes it very simple to apply to anything.
Somebody has a mic down here. Yeah.
So when you're, when you're using this system and you want to move forward, do you kind of visualize moving forward, or do you verbalize in your own head moving forward? is there a difference between those sort of experiences from a user perspective?
So right now, what My Maze would do is they would visualize moving forward. And really what they do is they visualize moving your left hand, moving your right hand, and moving your feet. And moving your feet, they translate it as a command and moving forward. It's not a very natural way of doing things. With ours, what we do is we present the commands to the user, and then we stimulate their brain activity, and then that activates an area of their brain. And what we're able to do is correlate what that activation is in response to the controls that we present to them.
And that stays consistent.
What's that?
That stays consistent with the person as they play.
Yes, yes. And actually, one of the great things that we're working on right now is we've collected over 190 people with brains. So now we can just, in the future, what we're planning on doing is putting on the headset, matching you to the closest brain, and then that removes the entire 5 minutes of training you have to do. You just plug and play. And that's really what we're shooting for. That's going to be great.
Gerald and then Deborah.
Yes.
Over here.
Who's there?
I'm here.
Yes.
So thank you. Very exciting. So you have this device. So how are you going to make people sticky with you as a company and with the device to continue to build your, it's not like a car that you would buy another car. Or, so what's the razor blades or the stickiness to continue to generate, revenue from these great fans that they have? Thank you.
Sure, so in our gateway market, gaming, right? Gaming is already a $100 billion a year industry, and it's forecasted to reach $150 billion by the year 2020. And something like the PlayStation or Xbox, they're constantly releasing new models that, number one, connect people with the advancements that have been made available in technology, but secondly, they come with a flood of release titles that keep bringing the game user back. I would say to you that the technology industry, I make an analogy to, let's say, the cell phone market, where the iPhone releases a new version every single year. People rush out to buy it, it sells out, and they continue paying that huge retail price, $600, $700, $800 for the new model. That's something that we'll probably pursue as well, releasing a new version of the headset, over the years, so that we can continue bringing customers back for recurring revenue.
I think broader than that, but thank you.
Yes, Deborah from Gerald.
Does this possibly have other applications in, say, perhaps the world of EEGs and epilepsy?
There is some applications that you can do with the brain signal that we're working with, called P300. Within epilepsy, right now that's not a market we're focusing on, but there's definitely a lot of expansion that can be done as the company goes forward.
Two brief questions. One is you talk about 500 milliseconds being where you are today. That's a half second for game. It's a high latency issue. Talk a little bit about how you can drive it down to I think your target of 100 milliseconds, which is much more reactionary time. Second question is, I'd love to hear Jack make a comment about what he thought about the experience personally himself.
Well, about the 500 milliseconds, yes, right now we do have a response time of about 500 milliseconds. We're working toward one that's 100 milliseconds. It's actually a brainwave called N100. It happens 100 milliseconds after the response that's out there. So there's already scientific data that says that we can reach that limit, and that's something that we are focusing on as well too. Really, what our long-term goal is to get to a reaction time that's even before you physically move. Now that can be a stretch goal, but 100 milliseconds is definitely not a stretch goal for us. Jack?
Pretty easy to use and faster to train than I expected.
Was it cool?
Yes.
Jack, customer discovery or what?
I just sold a bunch of them.
How about we get this to Jack and these other kids? 2 Christmases from now, guys. Come on.
All right, hands up, anywhere. Right here.
I'd like you to talk a little bit more about the choice of market. I can see gaming, innovators, but there's some other markets that would seem to be much more important to people who are paralyzed and things like that. Why gaming?
Can I answer that one? Is that one's actually, yeah, absolutely. So the reason we chose gaming, actually we spent about a year and a half trying to pursue the medical market. And what we found was that the road to actually bring it to market was going to be long and time consuming. And we sat down and we thought to ourselves, how can we really bring this technology to everyone? How can we really help knock down all these verticals? What we realized is in order to do that is we have to make this technology ubiquitous. And because of that, we decided to focus on a market that lets us gateway into farther more, and then knock down the verticals as we go.
All right, sorry, I know there's questions, but time is up. Everybody-